I'm here with
Jenica.
Jenica. I thought it was Jenica.
No.
Oh, it's Jenica. Okay, I'm here with Jenica, and she's a personal trainer as well. We're going to be doing the Slim Waist Big Booty program, day 4, phase 4, day 3. She's going to be going through it. We're also going to be talking about body recompositions, some pain points that you might have, and some suggestions and key tips that can help you with your body recomposition journey so you can get optimal results and you can get into the best shape of your life. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right, so we're about to get started. Look at me tripping. So I'm gonna get Jenica to do the Slim Waist Big Booty program, phase 4, day 3. She's gonna let me know how it goes, and we're gonna get right into it and waste no time.
Not that one, that's 25.
All right, so we're starting off with some RDLs for the Slim Waist Big Booty program, okay? Form is so important, guys. Make sure that your form is always intact, okay? When doing these RDLs, you want to make sure that you're embracing your core. Notice how she's not rushing through it at any given point. She feels comfortable. She asked me what weight she should start with. I said start with a weight that's comfortable for you guys, okay? When you're doing your body recomposition and your strength training, always do a weight that's comfortable. Nice. Guys, that pause at the furthest stretch at the bottom is so important. That small pause right there, that's where the growth is happening, okay? Not when she comes up, but when she's at the furthest, when the glutes is most stretched from the core, right here in this section, that's when you're growing the glutes.
I don't know how many I was supposed to do.
You said what?
I didn't know how many I was supposed to do. I did 12.
Okay, nice. 12 was the number. That was good. How'd you feel?
Fine.
What do you feel like is like one of the hardest things people struggle with in their body recomposition journey?
I think the hardest part is finding that sweet spot of being in a deficit, but also eating enough to fuel your workouts in order to be able to gain that muscle that you want to balance that weight loss. Right.
And do you think people know if they're in a deficit?
No, I don't think enough people like actually pay attention to what they're eating and how much they're eating it.
Right. So how important do you think tracking your macros is? Or you think you could just like eyeball it for someone who doesn't really know about calories and things like that?
I think in the beginning it's very important to actually measure. Right. Once you've gotten used to those measurements, it's pretty easy to eyeball, but in that beginning part, you have no idea what you're eating a lot of the time. 100%.
You guys see that? At the beginning, it's important to make sure you're tracking your calories, your macros. Some of you are like, oh, I don't want to track, I don't want to have to do this. It's not something that you have to do forever. It's just in the beginning. And like Jenica said, once you get an idea of it, you know how much you can consume to keep your body in the physique or the state that you need it to be in, then you don't got to track anymore. But it's just something that has to be done in the beginning. So the second exercise that we're doing is the hip thrust, okay? One of the best exercises for glutes. Okay. Guys, I can't stress this enough. You want to hold for that half a second to a second at the top of your exercises or the most stretched part of your exercises. See, she's not just coming up and then going back down, she's holding it for a second. When it comes to body recomposition, you need to train with intensity, okay? Especially if you're looking to burn fat and build muscle at the same time. Let's go, nice. Nice. Focus, look at that core working. Flexibility.
I don't know how many you want me to do.
12.
I don't know how many I've done.
2 more. Okay, last one. Boom. How did that feel?
Not bad.
How much more you think you had in the reserve?
Oh, I have a ton.
10 more?
A ton.
Oh, a ton. Okay, guys, when you're training, you want to leave 1 left in the reserve. So meaning when you're getting to like your last rep, you should be feeling super tired. If you have a lot left in the reserve, that means that's the indication for you to go up and increase the weight.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah. How many do you want me to do?
12.
Oh my God.
2, 3, 4, 5. When you're doing these split squats, she doesn't have a super wide stance. This will allow you to be more balanced. All right, guys? So you can take a closer stance with your two legs together so you're not wobbling all over the place. You don't want to look like a duck. Nice. Yeah. This is an exercise where you're usually gonna get to make the ugly face. That's how much it burns. Don't hide from the ugly face, okay? It means you're working. That's how you get those glutes gluten, popping. It's summertime. Make sure you have this in your regimen. How is that?
Good.
When it comes to protein, how much protein do you think that a person should be having when they're on a body recomposition goal?
Honestly, you want as much as you can get.
Okay.
It's hard to get the best amount. We usually say as many grams as you are pounds, or 80% of that.
Right.
But protein's really important. You need protein in order to build muscle. The more muscle you have, the better your metabolism will be, which will help fat loss in the end.
Right. The number one thing I find out whenever I talk to somebody, I'm like, oh, how much protein do you think you're getting? They either don't know or they're way below the suggested amount that they should be having.
Yeah.
So you said 80%, so that's like 0.8 to like 1 gram per body weight.
Yeah.
Most of you guys are not getting that. And then you're wondering why you're coming into the gym, you're putting in all this effort, but the muscle's not building. How can they expect to see muscle if they're not hitting that? Let's say they're hitting like 50%.
Yeah.
How are they gonna see the muscle?
It's not gonna happen. You're just gonna end up being in a deficit, and you're gonna lose weight, but you're not gonna build muscle.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna have that extra flabby skin if you're not putting on extra muscle. You're gonna lose weight, it's gonna be hanging over like this, right? When you walk, it's gonna be shaking. So it's essential that you have 0.8. I always recommend one. My clients, I always tell them at least 1 gram of protein, because at least if you shoot for the stars and you shoot for the stars and you fall a little bit less, then you can be in that 80% range. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys are getting at least the minimum 1 gram of protein per your body weight in order to see some real muscle, in order to have a tight core like that, okay? Or to see the glutes gluten.
Showtime?
Showtime. Nice. How far back would you say one should go when doing this?
Pardon me?
How far back?
Which leg? The one kicking?
Yeah, the one kicking.
Just enough that you feel a contraction in your glute, but you don't want to start arching the back.
Right. So
keep your core engaged, but activate the glute. Just kind of like you're kicking someone in the shins behind you.
So it's like a 45-degree kick out.
Pretty much.
Nice. Nice. And are you pushing out a little bit when you're coming in, or just straight back?
Out.
A little bit out. Right.
Yeah.
So guys, it's a push back and a little bit out. Nice. All right, Jen. When it comes to training, how important is it for them to train with intensity when it comes to body recomposition?
Well, you want to make sure you're getting to your max, because if you're not pushing that far, you're not going to build that muscle that you need in order to make that change.
Right. And I'm gonna stop you right there. Training with your max. Like she said, okay, it's not good enough just to come in the gym and say, oh, I got here today, I threw some weights around. That's not gonna get you the optimal body that you want, where you're looking anything like this, okay, or burning the fat and building the muscle. It's important that you train with intensity. More so, you want to progressively overload. You want to make sure that you're getting used to a weight And by the second week, third week, you're graduating, okay? In this gym, it's like university. You're graduating, you're working your way up to a higher level. You're not staying at the same weight that you always are. All right, so make sure that you guys train with intensity, or like Jen said, train to your
max.
Exactly. I'm gonna do this with Jen here. Okay. Ready?
Oh, we're up?
No, actually we're gonna stay down. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Slower. Time under tension with this. Last one. Switch sides. Ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
You gotta go slower.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh shit. How many hours would you say that you find yourself sleeping a night?
That I find myself, or that I'm supposed to be?
Bro, give me how much you're supposed to be and how much you actually do.
Usually I get about 6 hours, just because of the hustle and bustle, and
Right.
that's how it goes. Ideally, people should be getting like 8 hours.
Do you feel like you sleeping 6 hours like is detrimental to your gains in any way?
I can maintain with 6. As soon as it gets below that, then it starts to take a turn, and it's, yeah, it affects it.
That actually makes me feel better about myself.
Me too, guy.
Because honestly, after 4, that's when it starts to affect me. But in between 4 and 6 is like a safe space for me. And I've worked like a lot of jobs like overnight and stuff like that. But I've been actively trying to increase my sleep, so that I could see just how much of an impact it'll have on me training and stuff like that.
Yeah. The main thing with that is like how fast you'll fatigue. So like you might not get a lot of sleep, but if you're eating the right foods that are going to fuel your workouts, you'll still probably have that energy to get through.
Oh, that's probably why. Because my nutrition's A1.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is.
So you're probably fine. It would probably still benefit you to get more sleep.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're somewhat balanced with the nutrition aspect
Right.
of it, you're probably fine. If you're in a great deficit and you're not getting sleep, you're going to be so drained, you're not going to be able to like max out.
Right. Guys, so you want to make sure you're getting about at least 8 hours, okay? If you've been doing this for like a long time like us, then 6 hours could suffice, but that's if your nutrition is A1. But if it's not A1, then you want to be getting, like Jen said, and like I tell you guys all the time, about in between 7 and 9, 8 is a sweet spot of sleep, okay? So you can really see yourself burn fat, because you burn fat when you're sleeping, and people don't know that, right? So you want to make sure that you're burning that fat while you're sleeping. It's not in the gym while you're tearing up your muscles. We're doing 20.
20. I don't know how many I did.
20. When it comes to your form of cardio, what's your personal preference? And do you do cardio?
Yeah. Personally, I like HIIT training, so I'll do like sprints on the treadmill, I'll do like full body, like high intensity movements for a specific amount of time. I'll do that. I'm not a big fan of endurance training, but that's not a bad thing.
Right.
I like high intensity because I like to maintain my muscle mass for the most part, so I find that's what works best for my body.
Okay. How long do you do those HIIT training sessions?
Like an hour.
Okay, you HIIT for an hour?
It's on and off, right? So I'll do like little mini circuits within the hour.
Okay.
Like 3-4 circuits within the hour.
Got you. Okay. So you're not a fan of low intensity steady state training?
Not that I'm not a fan, just for my goals right now.
Right. What's the goal for you right now?
Muscle mass, and like physique.
Okay. Hourglass physique.
Yeah.
Got you. Guys, so when it comes to cardio, especially with body heat position, there's numerous forms that you can go about doing it. There's not just one way. As Jen just said, she likes to do a HIIT, right? So there's HIIT, there's low intensity, there's steady state. It's whatever works best for you, okay? I'm more of a mixture of everything, right? Some people don't like the intensity of HIIT, so, you know, for them I would recommend, okay, do a low intensity steady state. If people are not a big fan of cardio, get on the treadmill, put it on the incline, and then walk on that at a steady state for about 40 minutes, okay? You'll be able to burn fat doing that. Or you could do high intensity training and then do circuits, or you could do a shorter time frame. I like to mix it up, do a little bit of everything. So, but obviously the time changes. Like I'm not gonna do, you wouldn't do HIIT for 2 hours.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not straight.
Right, exactly. So whatever your personal preference, you're able to burn fat and still build muscle, but you just want to find out what works best for you.
Yeah.
Right? Jen, thanks for working out with us today.
No problem.
Testing out the Slim Waist Big Booty program. How do you feel it was?
It was good. I think all of the aspects of it made sense.
Got you.
I think they're all beneficial exercises.